So this is another cool variation to that bear trap that Gordon Ryan was using that we broke down in the last video. Against Randenberg, he didn't lose the knee line. He got shut down at an even earlier stage, whereas he had his foot on the outside and the 411 became quite apparent. Randenberg windshield wipered his leg over to force Gordon to have both legs on in the inside space again. So from like a rear view, so you can see, as we talked about with the butterfly entry, what Gordon's typically doing is having his foot on the outside, even as far out like this, so that as he elevates, he's gonna be able to invert and bring that knee behind his opponent's knee. What Randenberg does is he ends up circling his leg over top. So like this, now my 411 entry has been completely killed from here because now he's stapling this leg down, I'm forced to the inside, I don't have any entry to the 411. What Gordon ends up doing from here is reaching through with his top arm to control the knee and fires his head all the way through to the other side while he pushes his opponent's center of gravity off to the side. To build right back up into this bear trap position. He's not gonna be controlling the foot with like the knee, the foot on the inside of the hip like this, like he did before, but he's ending up just getting himself into the same position where he's basically building himself up into an X guard without the one part of the X, as well as his head still on the inside. From here, he did have his foot at one point to the inside like this, and his opponent was trying to control the foot. So if he's controlling the foot here, I can't perform the technical stand-up, but it's not that big of a deal. We're just gonna look to break the grip. This is no-gi. In the gi, that could be a much bigger problem, so try and watch where that leg goes. Here, looking to build up onto the hand, so at this point, I can either keep my foot on his calf like this and use him as a platform of support, or you can pull the foot off just to get yourself into some stronger base if you don't feel comfortable. And from here, strong posture, shrugging my head to my shoulder and bringing my shoulder up to my head so that I'm holding this leg here so that if Kevin tries to move his foot, even if I'm not controlling the knee, very difficult. If I'm like this, I'm gonna lose that control. So here, gripping still up at the knee, right above the knee line, shrugging here, almost thinking about trying to knee bar him with just like my upper body here. Obviously that's not gonna happen, but just taking away the space, taking the slack out of his leg. Here, building up. Now either completing a sweep from here or looking to start attacking the back if your opponent starts turning themselves face down, going for like a bit of that like wheelbarrow position to try and run. However, you're trying to control, looking to enter in, elevating, and your opponent just ends up knowing exactly what's going on and they bring their foot here. They've stapled my leg down. What I need to do, one, don't get cross-faced, so don't just start trying to take both arms and reaching at some point. For me, I would like to switch my arm here as a forearm frame, like this, so that Kevin's unable to drop his upper body on me. This arm is gonna reach over top, just like this, very simple. Here, controlling to the knee, and I'm gonna dive underneath. My head's cleared like this. Now I'm gonna take this arm and fire it through. So whether it's here or my arm's already here in the armpit, so it's very easy for me to reach over top of his leg and push his center of gravity off to the side so he drops to this knee while this leg becomes light. Here, controlling the knee line. Here, I'm gonna start looking to just continually to build up because my head's on this side. I'm turning myself this direction to shelf his leg, building up onto my elbow first. Here, I don't even have to bring that leg back. I'm just gonna withdraw it. So if Kevin's trying to grab it right now, it's very difficult for him to touch. Even if he grabs it from that distance, look how extended his arms are. He's not strong enough to stop me. So here, as I am in position, I'm trying to elevate him. See, with that motion, I'm not stopping at any point. I'm using that momentum to pull myself underneath. And we can see how that's already disrupted Kevin's balance. His center of gravity's off to the side. Here, building up, completing. Depending on how your opponent falls, you might even be able to already get by the legs and end up in a bit of like a reverse knee on belly, but wouldn't count on that. Gordon couldn't make it happen. Higher level opponents are always going to be managing the range and receding tactically, where if they understand that the sweep is inevitable, rather than giving up their back or giving up a guard pass, they're gonna purposely concede and fall backwards so that they're gonna be able to get their legs in the way to hold you back. So really cool way of just following up and having a bit of a system in place, as you can see, where he uses his bear trap control moving up into that different version of like an X guard to be able to deal with opponents that are shutting down his 411 entries.